Iran has issued stark warnings to the United States, United Kingdom and France, threatening to target their military bases and naval assets in the region should they intervene in the growing missile conflict with Israel, according to state media reports. The warning comes amid a dramatic escalation in hostilities between Tehran and Jerusalem following Israel's surprise airstrikes on Friday. The Islamic Republic launched a sweeping retaliatory barrage early Saturday, striking Tel Aviv and Jerusalem with missiles and drones that reportedly killed at least 3 people and sent civilians across Israel scrambling for cover.
Certainly, the armed forces of the Islamic Republic will inflict heavy blows on this wicked enemy. The nation stands with us, stands behind the armed forces and the Islamic Republic, and God willing, will overcome the Zionist regime. The dear people should know this, be assured, and rest easy that there will be no leniency in this regard.
The UK's Times newspaper reported that London had not been notified in advance of the Israeli strikes on Iran, an unusual development reflecting a widening diplomatic gap between the two traditional allies. The report further stated that the British government is now monitoring security at its Tehran embassy, amid fears of reprisals. Canada and the United States have already shuttered their embassies in the Iranian capital. American officials confirmed to The Telegraph on Friday that US forces had assisted in intercepting several Iranian missiles aimed at Israel, drawing a furious response from Tehran. In an emergency session at the UN Security Council, Iran's ambassador claimed that at least 78 Iranians had been killed and more than 300 wounded in Israeli strikes.
Earlier today, Israel continued its act of aggression against Iran, once again targeting multiple civilian and military sites across several Iranian cities. These deliberate and systematic killings were not only illegal, but inhuman, a chilling display of calculated aggression. These atrocities constitute clear act of state terrorism and flagrant violation of international law.
On Saturday, Iranian state media reported an additional 60 deaths, including 20 children, from an Israeli airstrike on a residential complex in Tehran, though it remains unclear whether these figures are included in the previous count. The BBC has not independently verified the casualty numbers. Israel maintains that its strikes have been limited to Iranian military infrastructure, including nuclear-related facilities. However, Iranian outlets report that civilian areas in Tehran, as well as military installations in Tabriz, Loristan, Hamadan and Kermanshah, were also hit. With over 80 fatalities reported on both sides and regional powers increasingly drawn into the fray, the risk of a wider Middle East conflict continues to grow. Despite not participating directly in the missile defence effort, the UK, France and other NATO allies remain on high alert, as Tehran's threat to target foreign forces looms over US naval deployments and Western air bases throughout the Gulf region. As of Saturday evening, no diplomatic breakthrough appeared on the horizon. Washington, London and Paris have called for de-escalation, but Israel has pledged to continue its operations until Iran pays a strategic price for Saturday's attack.